It finally happened, y'all. With the New York Knicks trading for Mikal Bridges, the Villanova Knicks are finally assembled. Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, Donte DiVincenzo, and Jalen Brunson, all teammates again. And with Jalen Brunson passing up 113 M's for the sake of friendship, it looks like they'll be on the same squad for quite some time.
Facts, man. But will it be worth it? I mean, yeah, they're friends. We get it. They're boys. They were FaceTiming on the day of. But I don't care how much experience you have at the collegiate level, and I don't care how much you rock with the person next to you on the court. Doing it on the NBA stage is a completely different challenge. So how good can they really be?
This is a core that's won in college and is now trying to win in the NBA. How well will Mikal fit on this roster? And how good are these Nova Knicks really?
And amongst the Nova guys, we know that Jalen Brunson is the elite scorer. Donte is the knockdown shooter, and Josh is the hard and hustle who just so happens to be a rebounder in that small frame. This was a recipe that worked to the tune of 50 wins for the Knicks last season. But where exactly does Mikal fit in?
That's a good question, because you could argue that OG Anunoby already does everything Mikal Bridges brings to the table. Just as disruptive a defender, just as good a shooter, and with the strength to really bang in the post. But in today's NBA, and especially in today's Eastern Conference, you can never have enough elite two-way players. And that's exactly what Mikal Bridges is. When Julius Randle went down and 3 Villanova Wildcats stepped up to give New York their deepest playoff run in recent memory, their front office took notice. And after seeing what they saw, they decided why not add a fourth player to unleash even more of what made that group so special.
Facts, bro. And I mean, listen, if it wasn't bad enough that the Denver Nuggets gave away Carmelo Anthony's number, man, Melo was really punching the air when he saw this championship caliber team assembled.
Just look at this potential starting lineup. Brunson, Bridges, OG, Randall, and Mitchell Robinson. That's 4 of your 5 starters with wingspans over 7 foot. And then you got Josh Hart and DiVincenzo off the bench. Donte coming in, letting threes fly. Hart doing well. Everything else. It brings up the question, man. What is chemistry if it's not this? And does it really matter in today's NBA?
Facts. And I mean, does a team really need to be friends with each other to win? That certainly wasn't the case when these guys got together. So why are we talking about it now? Chemistry shows itself in the margins. It's the little things like this fake handoff and kick for an open three that worked so well and didn't have to be drilled in through months of practice.
This is the familiarity that comes from playing and winning together in college. We've been seeing this literal same handoff in 3 since their college days. But when you add the fake, this whole offense gets unlocked.
Facts, man. And then you add in cuts like this.
I'm surprised he didn't go all the way, but it looked like he was looking for an area.
And this?
Behind the back, looking for help. DiVincenzo! The Villanova connection once again.
Come on, man. Backdoors like this happened so much last season. It was practically a play they could rely on blindfolded.
And guess who else loves to cut? Mikal Bridges. Yeah, I know he got away from it in Brooklyn, but the player who benefited most from all the attention Jalen Brunson was demanding at Villanova might have just been Mikal Bridges. So Bridges linking up with Jalen, Josh, and Donte is not just a sentimental reunion. It's a calculated strategy to leverage their established chemistry.
Facts, man. Leon Rose was sitting down at his desk. He's like, damn, man, what can I really do to make a lifelong impact for my legacy? And he sat back and he said, okay, what are we going to do here? All right, we're going to bring in 4 national champs. Wise move. All the movement in today's NBA teams rarely get the opportunity and gel and see what their true ceiling is as a collective. So he said, we already got some good chemistry. We're going to push it over the top. Now we got to talk about last year, right? So what was the secret sauce behind the Knicks' successes last season? Was it Julius Randle being benched for most of the season due to injury? Was it Tibbs playing his starters for 48 minutes a night?
The real difference maker had to be a guy like Jalen Brunson and another guy like Josh Hart and a third guy like DiVincenzo. They not only brought skill, but Villanova will and a mentality that elevated the energy to a whole different ballgame at the Garden.
Facts, bro. I mean, this last playoff run this year was something different. Now let's talk about what the Knicks can learn from Villanova's championship run. Okay, it's all about building a strong foundation. Villanova didn't just rely on star power. They created a cohesive unit through teamwork and shared values. Every player knew their role. And that's something these New York Knicks are starting to body, all right?
One of the perks when you have this many friends on the same team is there's not as much of a battle in the pecking order for who's the man. Jalen Brunson was the guy on that Villanova squad, but the year before it was Josh Hart, and the year after it was pretty much Mikal Bridges. They've been able to interchangeably switch from whose night it's going to be and push all the egos to the side.
Facts, bro. And I mean, listen, a team like this, right? Their least worry is chemistry. I mean, we've seen their biggest worry so far is making sure that they don't butt dial the coach when they're talking shit. I mean, Jalen Brunson, man, that's a dub for that one. And we really got to give credit. We really got to shout out the man, Jay Wright. All right. His influence is taking over in New York. I mean, you look at Donte DiVincenzo's elite sixth-man presence or Josh Hart's elite do-it-all ability, or even Jalen Brunson's ability to look like a bona fide star on a night-in, night-out basis. It truly looks like that Villanova talent pipeline coming on express train from Philly to New York is live and well with the Knicks' acquisition of Mikal Bridges.
Mikal should thrive on defense, now no longer being the number one option. Tibbs will be trying all types of crazy shit on the defensive end. He's got two hounds on the perimeter. And in the NBA, you rarely see two guys this good defensively playing next to each other, especially on the perimeter. OG and Bridges could become a defensive duo the likes of the NBA have never seen.
Facts, man. I mean, these are NBA defensive elite players right here. I mean, it reminds me of Kawhi and Paul George in their first year in La La Land. The big difference here is neither of these guys are a primary option on offense, right? They should, in theory, really be able to lock in on the defensive end. I mean, listen, Bridges linking up with Jalen, Josh, Donte, the rest of the Nova Knicks. It's also a hedge against what got the Knicks eliminated from the playoffs last year. Point blank, they're trying to deal with injuries. Mikal is the NBA's Iron Man. He simply does not miss games, having played in a record, listen, wait for it, 474 consecutive games without missing one. Sheesh.
Yeah, and that's something the Knicks really missed in Quick and RJ. Those were two guys that didn't miss games either. But with them signing new deals in Toronto, they had to replace that production elsewhere, and Mikal can be that guy. I'm going to be real with y'all for a minute. As a Knicks fan, ever since the trade for Bridges was announced, I've been locked into those old Villanova games on YouTube. And let me tell you, the way they played back then offers some real hints about how they might perform together now.
Facts, bro. I mean, let's take it back. Back in college, nobody in NCAA history could shoot the three like they could. 4 guys who made a name for themselves playing together in college make their mark in the NBA.
Well, it starts with them fortifying the group around them. And they can do that with none else than the front court because they got a Isaiah Hartenstein-sized gap missing now that he left for Oklahoma City. And they could do it with a name like Walker Kessler. There's some other bigs they can get in the market. But the potential here is immense, bro. This isn't just about replicating past successes. It's about building a future powerhouse in that Eastern Conference. The Nova Knicks have the talent, the chemistry, and the will to compete at the highest level. But will they deliver? Man, that's the million-dollar question.
Facts, man. And I mean, there's been talk going around that the Knicks gave up too much. It's kind of like this. I'm going to give you a nice little shoe analogy, all right? Many of us have that favorite pair of Jordans, be the Bread 4s, military blue 4s. You might got some Concords sitting on ice, Never wear them. You say, I'm waiting for a special occasion. Perfect time to break them out. Maybe a proposal, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a best friend's wedding, but we don't. They sit on the shelf. They collect dust. I mean, is there ever a perfect time? There probably wasn't going to be a perfect time for Leon Rose to cash in his draft chips. Among the realistic potential options, Mikal Bridges is arguably as close to a perfect fit as it gets. You got to consider his skill set, his age, his durability, his mentality, his chemistry. I mean, imagine this Knicks roster now and how it's currently constituted during Brunson's prime. Life is short, guys. Wear your Jordans, trade your draft picks, reunite Villanova.
and get on EvanAlexanderGrooming.com.
There we go. And that's what I'm talking about, man. Well done, Ty. And the $1 million question, it isn't the 113 that Jalen Brunson gave up. is can you rejuvenate your hairline? And you can with EvanAlexanderGrooming.com. That's right. You go, check out, get whatever you need, the hair care, the skin care, the beard care. Even with the Hoop Plug, they got the wallet care. That's 20% off with Hoop_Plug_ at checkout. As always, guys, appreciate y'all rocking with us. Put some flavor in your ear.
Peace.